Ready? Can everybody hear? Okay, well, I want to thank you all for coming. I'm going to provide an initial update on a critical incident that occurred at 47th in York at just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. What I understand at this time is at approximately 2:30, officers were responding to a report of an individual armed with a handgun who was threatening individuals in the area of 45th and St. Paul. Officers responded to that location and were told by witnesses on scene that the individual had left on foot going west. The officers then began to search the area and eventually came across an individual that matched the description at 47th in York. The officers then began to issue that individual commands to stop and show his hands. He refused to follow those commands and ultimately ended up pulling what appeared to be a pistol from a bag that he was carrying. The officers then discharged their weapons until the suspect fell to the ground. The officers then immediately began to render aid to that individual to include applying a tourniquet. They continued those life-saving measures until an ambulance arrived to transport that individual to the hospital. He was transported to Denver Health Medical Center, where he is currently listed in critical condition, but is expected to survive. During a preliminary search of the area, we did find what appeared to be a handgun. It's actually an airsoft pistol that looks exactly like a semi-automatic handgun that the individual was carrying and threatening individuals with. At this point, there will be an investigation of the incident conducted by our Denver Police Homicide Division, as well as Colorado State Patrol and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. That investigation will be overseen by the Office of the Independent Monitor, and the results of that investigation will be turned over to the District Attorney for their review. Are there questions I can answer? So it initially began at about 2:30 this afternoon. I think it was about 2:50 when they spotted the individual and began issuing commands.
Can you tell us around how?
That's unknown at this time, so what I can tell you is that there are multiple officers on scene at the time of the shots were fired, and several officers did fire their weapons. So we'll have to investigate to see exactly how many shots each officer fired.
Do you know if the person lives in the area, or who this person is, where they were coming from?
So we've been able to identify the individual. He is an adult male, but we don't know at this point in time if he lives in the area. No, he's not known to officers as far as I'm aware. I will say that we have contacted individuals that did believe that this individual was armed with a handgun and was threatening individuals with that, so we do have some charges pending on this individual for felony menacing. Thank you.